Beat that hoe
Get
ass.
down. Get with her.
Beat that hoe ass.
Get with her.
Beat that hoe ass.
Janaya, whoop this whole ass.
Beat that hoe ass. Y'all get off the car.
The Birmingham Police Department would like to provide an update to the shooting and homicide that occurred on Tuesday, August 20th at approximately 10 p.m. at the 2900 block of Gallant Drive. A physical altercation occurred between our homicide victim and another female. At some point, gunfire erupted and approximately 168 rounds were fired.
Shattered glass, flattened tires, bullet holes are all that's left to tell the story of what people who live in Monarch Ridge Apartments describe as a nightmare. Police say 21-year-old Asia Poole is dead after being shot Tuesday night at the apartment complex. The incident stems from a fight involving several people.
Okay, so 168 bullets. That's not a typo, and it's not me exaggerating for the algorithm. That's the actual number Birmingham police gave reporters the next morning, standing in a parking lot that looked like it had lost a war. 168 rounds, fired by at least 6 to 10 different people. And I want you to actually sit with that math for a second. Over a fight that started because 2 grown women could not let a man go. But here's the part that makes this whole thing so much heavier. 3 weeks. That's how long it had been since the woman at the center of this buried the father of her own daughter. A 21-year-old man who died of natural causes, leaving behind a little girl who was far too young to understand any of it. 3 weeks of grieving, 3 weeks of posting tributes online, 3 weeks of trying to hold herself together for that baby, and then, the way a lot of us do after a rough stretch, she let herself get pulled into some petty online drama over a man who was absolutely, positively not worth what was coming. Somebody in her ear that night tried to stop it, called her mid-drive, begged her to turn around, told her, and I'm paraphrasing, "You are not built for this." She hung up. Less than an hour later, that same parking lot turned into a full-on, multiple-shooter gun battle. Pistols, rifles, at least one fully automatic weapon, over what started as a text message. When the smoke cleared, 21-year-old Asia Poole was dead on the pavement outside her own front door. Her best friend was on the ground a few feet away with a bullet in his leg, and by the end of that week, 5 people were in handcuffs. This one has livestream footage. It has a stolen car. It has a phone call somebody's gonna wish she'd listened to. And it has a betrayal so petty, you're gonna want to reach through your screen. Let's get into it. Let's talk about who Asia actually was, because it matters. And because I refuse to let this woman get reduced to one bad night in a parking lot. Asia Alice Poole, 21 years old, lived at Monarch Ridge, Gallant Drive, East Birmingham. And by every account, she was the friend who had main character energy in the group chat. Outgoing. Loud in a good way. The kind of girl who posted everything. Outfits, food, her daughter. Because her life, messy or not, was worth documenting. She had a young daughter at home. A little girl who was about to lose both of her parents within the same month and was much too young to have any idea what that even meant yet.
That baby had a wonderful mama. Mama did not mind coming off nothing, spending nothing. Mama was nice. Mama was sweet. Mama was mama.
21 days before any of this happened. 3 weeks, give or take. Her daughter's father died. 21 years old himself. Natural causes, which in your 20s is its own gut punch because nobody expects to be planning that funeral. Asia's own mother had already passed back in 2017, cancer. So when this man died, there wasn't a backup grandmother standing by to help catch that baby. It was just Asia. Grieving her daughter's father online in real time. The tribute posts. The "I can't believe you're gone" captions. While also raising a little girl who had zero idea what any of it meant yet. And look, I'm not a psychologist, and I'm not going to sit here and diagnose a grieving 21-year-old through a screen. But I will say this. Grief makes people reckless. It makes people say yes to things they'd normally talk themselves out of. And 3 weeks after burying her child's father, Asia said yes to the wrong thing. 168 bullets. And the reason behind all of it? An argument online. About a man. The other woman in this was 19-year-old Jania Hendricks. And whatever this beef actually was. Messages back and forth. Comments under a post. Somebody liking the wrong picture. It did what every online beef in this genre eventually does. It stopped being words on a screen and turned into pull up. So they agreed to meet. Fight it out. Old school. Fists only. Handle it and go home, except. And this is the part that should already be setting off alarms. Neither of them showed up alone. Asia rolled up with a car full of people, including her best friend Damarian, riding with her, streaming the whole thing live on Facebook, because apparently we do not simply drive to a fight anymore, we broadcast it. And in that car, somebody kept talking, kept hyping the whole thing up, making references, on camera, on a live stream, for the whole internet to hear.
Miss, help me, please. Where y'all at? Oh, they brothers on.
Yes, and he
Oh, somebody,
I said,
you just started this?
yes, and I ain't putting no camera
Oh,
on.
okay. What them hoes at? Cause we right here. Cause we in the line. Cause we'll see what's wrong. Y'all don't do nothing. We'll see what's happening. Them hoes said that was.
Show y'all, people love bullshit and drama. You got no voice.
Yeah, I got my forces on. I got my forces on. I'm finna buy me weave out here with a big ass bitch with her feet. I just want don't know why she so nervous. Fuck what my man saying. Yeah, and my nigga say I'm perfect. Driana.
It ain't my fault that I barely
Driana, you got herpes, man. You need to come on. You need to reveal yourself. Driana. Janaya. Driana and Janaya. Where y'all at, man? I'm out here. You bitches said y'all was looking for me. Here I go. Yeah, here I go. Let's see. Yeah.
Man, get these phones. You need to start doing that, boy.
Here I go. Tell them how here I go. I'm ready to get in some coochie. I'm ready to get in some coochie. Boochie. See, I'm gonna pull up and rescue. Hey, can you pull up and rescue us? Hey, you done found your sister in that black. Hey, pull up and rescue us. Driana, I'm ready to get in some coochie, girl. You need to bring that ass on. That ass look like 2 bump babe. Nah, my best friend finna stump tonight after make her get some more braces. That's really see, that's popping. What I was finna say,
When I say I can't wait till my baby jump fly on this whole baby birthday, bitch, you really tried to play with the right hoe.
Janai, you done had your braces on 15 years. I done been out of school 12 years now. Dang, oh no, I have. I've been out of school too.
Bitch, bitch, them old ass braces, hoe, you ain't gonna never get done paying.
How my best friend had braces and
Bitch, I forgot mine off in the year, hoe.
on guard.
You making payment plans, bitch. Pay that shit off.
Cheap ass little
You can't
bitch.
afford
Oh,
it.
that live with J Mom. I'm gonna make them hoes come outside. I'm make them hoes so mad. Driana, you stink.
Make
You
them
sell
hoes- we
piss.
make y'all hoes
Driana,
come
I'm make y'all hoes come outside too. Come outside. Pull up. Driana, you stink. You sell piss. You got more herpes than anybody. You herpes up. You got herpes. I bet you want to come outside. Bet you want to come outside. Bitch want to pull up. Ooh. Bitch want to pull up. Ooh. Ooh. Driana, pull up. Ooh, Driana, pull up. Ooh, Driana. Y'all been going loud about your pop and all that on blood. Y'all been having my name in y'all mouth all week. I know I'm like a big ass celebrity on the blog. I know I'm like a celebrity. But I know I'm like a beast. I know I'm like this and that. She said she passing Waffle House. She passing Waffle House. We finna waffle your ass and send your ass on back down the street with some bacon, bitch. And better stop at Waffle House and get you some grits.
What is you trying to be?
She said she did he?
Jump your ass, nigga.
Did he?
We gonna jump your ass, nigga.
Did he? She said she passing Waffle House. I said you better stop and get your ass some grits too, bitch, and a biscuit. Y'all on here doing all this talking, but I literally just made you didn't cause shit. Yo, when agent told you to follow Shapop House, why when y'all get to my house, y'all turned off for? And y'all, so what that mean? Y'all scared of who? Big Poppin'. Yeah, they call me Big Mama. Put me in one of them houses, gonna be big drama. Bitch. Fuck y'all ass talking about on this hoe. And nobody to talk about shit. I would beat your boyfriends up, everybody shit. Man, they know how I get. You ain't gotta do all that. What happened? Yeah, what happened? Yo, what happened? You ain't make her get out of nowhere. They be kind of popping out. Y'all ass serene. Y'all ass be serene. Y'all your dumb ass on. They passed the Waffle House. I like y'all. Ooh, y'all lit. I was turning around, my baby. I was turning the car around like, where? Oh, and I was outside the car talking about some, hey, where's poppin'? Y'all hoe kept shit going. Because I don't really like that. Come on, ready for y'all hoe to pull up y'all past the Waffle House. Drew, get your ass out the car first and go ahead, swing, gonna pop, and get your ass bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah. Yeah. Turn me up. Yeah. Yeah. She said, Shabbat, I got somebody to make you laugh in the money. You so dumb. My brother out here, girl, he gonna shoot back. Yeah, my brother out here, he gonna shoot back. You better not shoot at Shabbat Pop. My brother out here, bro. Don't shoot at me. Get your dumb ass on. You ass better switch ass, better use that shit, bitch. She said she put it that past and walk out.
To guns, to switches, those illegal little parts that turn a regular pistol into something that empties itself in under 2 seconds. Girl, if the person riding with you to a fistfight is doing a live weapons inventory before you've even parked the car, that's not a hype man. And when you tell the other side, out loud, on a live stream, that you're rolling up with switches, you are not scaring them into backing down. You are telling them what to bring. Mid-drive, her phone rings. And for about 30 seconds, this story almost goes a completely different way. Somebody on the other end tries to talk her out of it. You can hear it happening in real time, him trying to explain. Her getting impatient. The call getting cut off before he finishes making his point.
Bitch, we're here. Hello, nobody trying to pull up on nobody. These folks trying to. I just told you what the fuck going on. So I'm on, like, you gonna get that stuff hurt? Let me mute the light. Hold on. Crazy as fuck. How you mute it? From who? How many?
From what people who've gone back through that audio can piece together, he wasn't trying to hype her up. He was trying to pull her back, telling her she wasn't built for this kind of confrontation, telling her, essentially, you know how I get. If something happens to you tonight, I'm getting involved. Which, context clue, this was a man already fighting his own attempted murder charges and could not afford to add a fourth. She hung up on him, or he hung up on her. Either way, advice ignored, car still moving, friends in the backseat still hyping her up louder than one man on a phone could talk her down. Now, before we get to what happens when that car actually arrives, quick detour, because it matters. Monarch Ridge wasn't just any apartment complex. 3 years earlier, back when it was still called Valleybrook, the city of Birmingham actually sued the property over how much violence and illegal activity was happening there. That lawsuit got settled, and part of the deal was cameras. Real security cameras, wired directly into the police department's real-time crime center. So if anything ever popped off, officers would be watching it live as it happened. On the night of August 20th, 2024, those cameras were not connected to anything. They were supposed to be. They just weren't. Nobody flipped the switch. Nobody followed through. And the one system built specifically to catch a moment exactly like this one was staring at absolutely nothing while a car full of hyped-up 20-somethings pulled into that same parking lot with a switch, a grudge, and zero chill. They pulled up around 10 o'clock that night, and within minutes, you can hear it on the live stream. The energy in that parking lot flipping from let's fight to something a lot more dangerous, a lot faster than anyone standing there seemed to clock. The fight itself barely lasted a minute. Asia and Jania went at it. Everybody's phones still rolling. And for about 60 seconds, this looked exactly like what it was supposed to be. Two grown women settling something with their fists instead of their comment sections. People pulled them apart. In a lot of versions of this story, that's where it ends. Somebody's got a black eye. Everybody goes home, and this never becomes a video. Except somebody in Jania's group didn't go home. She got into Asia's car and took off in it. And according to people who've gone back through the audio since, that, not the fight, is the actual moment this whole night detonated.
Why we not helping her? Helping her. It's a one-on-one. It's a one-on-one.
They gonna still want to go print this.
Man, what the fuck she in your car for? This hoe trying to sit up in the car. Roll. Oh, Jesus.
For the next 3+ minutes, not 3 seconds, 3 full minutes, that parking lot at Monarch Ridge Apartments stopped being a parking lot and turned into something closer to a battlefield.
Well, I can tell you that witnesses are telling me today that hundreds of shots were fired here last night, and what we're seeing out here in the daylight certainly corroborates that. Take a look at just this one car, a bullet hole here in the trunk, another at the top of the trunk, one through the window, and then one on this other side next to the gas tank. The shooting happened after two women, one reportedly the victim, Asia Poole, got into a fist fight. And then right after that fist fight was broken up, that's when we heard the shots fired. Witnesses described what happened here last night as something like World War III. This Monarch Ridge apartment building bears the scars of what played out here Tuesday night. Hundreds of bullets went through the walls and windows into apartments, shattered car windows, and flattened tires. In the hail of gunfire, 21-year-old Asia Poole was shot and killed.
Somewhere in those 3 minutes, Asia Poole was hit. More than once. In the back. I'm not going to walk you through the how of it shot by shot, because that's not what this story needs from me. And it's not what she deserves either. What you need to know is this. By the time the gunfire finally stopped, a 21-year-old mother was down on the pavement, a few steps from her own front door, and she was not getting back up. Birmingham Fire and Rescue got there fast. They found her near the breezeway, unresponsive, and worked on her right there on the concrete. It didn't work. Asia Alice Poole was pronounced dead at the scene. 10:31 p.m., her best friend Damarian, the one who'd been riding with her all night, the one whose phone had been streaming the whole thing, had a bullet in his own leg. He made it to UAB hospital, spent 2 days there, came out on crutches. And when he finally talked to reporters, he did not dress any of it up.
Oh, little. Somebody mad about somebody. This ain't theirs. Can't get mad at somebody this ain't yours.
That's it. That's the whole tragedy, from the man who was standing closest to her when it happened. Not a grand conspiracy. Not a planned hit. A fight over a car door that somebody decided was worth opening fire over.
It is alarming that the amount of people that were present and did not intervene in the fight to, keep the situation from happening. It is sad. And our heartfelt condolences go out to the family members of the victim. But once again, that video surveillance does help us in this investigation.
By morning, the scene told its own story without anybody needing to narrate it. Shell casings scattered across the parking lot and the breezeway. Glass everywhere. Tires flattened. Bullet holes clean through car doors, through apartment walls, through windows that belonged to people who had absolutely nothing to do with any of this and were just trying to sleep. Whole families woke up to their homes having taken gunfire in a shootout they weren't even part of. And here's the detail that should make you sit up. Witnesses later said there was a large crowd standing around during the entire confrontation, and almost none of them stepped in to stop it.
Witnesses say if anyone had intervened, they'd be dead as well.
A lot of people are afraid to get out and talk. A lot of people are afraid to get involved and or etc. because they are afraid of the youth now and with all the gun violence.
Before you judge that too hard, think about it for a second. Nobody wants to be the person who walks toward a group that spent the last half hour talking about switches. Stepping in to break up a fight that's one bad decision away from becoming a firefight doesn't make you a hero. It makes you the next person on the ground. So people watched and filmed. And that's exactly the kind of night this turned into. Birmingham PD didn't have to guess who was involved. Between the live stream, security footage they were able to pull after the fact, and clips people sent in themselves, investigators had a small mountain of video to work through. Remember those cameras that were supposed to be feeding straight into the department's real-time crime center? Still weren't hooked up to anything live. But the footage existed, and once detectives went and physically got it, it did its job anyway. Just a day late instead of live.
Good evening. The Birmingham Police Department would like to provide an update to the shooting and homicide that occurred on Tuesday, August 20th at approximately 10 p.m. at the 2900 block of Gallant Drive. A physical altercation occurred between our homicide victim and another female. At some point, gunfire erupted and approximately 168 rounds were fired from multiple shooters. During the shooting, the homicide victim was shot and killed, and the male was injured by gunfire. Numerous vehicles and apartments were also damaged by gunfire. The Birmingham Police Department has arrested Justin Hendricks, black male, 20 years of age. He is charged with murder with no bond, and he's also charged with attempted murder with a $60,000 bond. We've also arrested Taylor McLeod, a black male, 22 years of age. He is charged with murder with no bond and also attempted murder with a $60,000 bond. Janiah Hendricks, black female, 19 years of age, is also charged with theft of property, first degree, and has a $30,000 bond. The Birmingham Police Department would like to thank the Mountain Brook Police Department for their assistance, as well as those who provided information to investigators to further this investigation. Thank you.
By the end of that week, 5 people were behind bars. Justin Hendricks, 20, and Taylor McLeod, 22. Both charged with murder and attempted murder, both held with no bond. Janiah Hendricks, 19. Charged with first-degree theft of property for taking Asia's car. Akorea Dene Woods, 20. Charged with murder, attempted murder, and 2 separate counts of discharging a firearm into an occupied dwelling or vehicle. Her bond eventually landed at $250,000. And a 17-year-old boy, charged with murder, held without bond. Because he's a minor, police never released his name, and neither will we. 5 people. 1 parking lot. 168 bullets between them, give or take whoever they still hadn't caught. Months later, a preliminary hearing finally put some of this on the record. And it's where things got genuinely messy. Defense attorneys for the co-defendants argued self-defense. Their claim, somebody standing near Asia's group fired first, and their clients were just returning fire. It's the kind of claim that sounds almost reasonable until you hear the detective's answer to it under oath. Investigators never found shell casings in that breezeway to back up the idea that anyone over there fired a single shot. The hearing also surfaced something the original arrests hadn't fully spelled out. Surveillance footage, live streams, and submitted clips showed somewhere between 6 and 10 people with weapons that night. Some of them assault rifles, some pistols, at least one more serious weapon in the mix, and one detail that didn't sit right with anyone paying attention. Investigators said they'd tried to set up an interview with a member of Asia's own family who was allegedly armed that night, and he simply never showed up. Make of that what you will. I'm not a detective, and I'm not going to accuse someone of something a court hasn't. I'm just telling you what got said in that courtroom, under oath, on the record. Akorea Woods walked out of that hearing with her $250,000 bond. 2 of her co-defendants didn't get that option. Bond denied outright. Janiah Hendricks wasn't even part of this particular hearing. Her case, remember, is the property theft charge, running on its own separate track. In the days after, Asia's sister posted something online that said more about this family than any police report could. She talked about how it had always been the three of them. Her, Asia, and Asia's daughter. Since the day she found out Asia was pregnant. She wrote about missing her calls, missing the photos Asia used to send her every morning. She made a promise, in that post, to step up for the little girl Asia left behind. That's the part of this story the parking lot doesn't show you. A sister rewriting her whole future in a Facebook caption, because her person is gone and somebody has to be the one who's still standing. If you needed a reason not to feel sorry for this man, there it is, with a court date attached. As of the recording of this video, there is no confirmed trial date for the original charges tied to Asia's death. The case is still open. 5 people are still waiting for their day in court, and one of them, apparently, found time in between to allegedly cook up a whole new crime. Here's what gets me about this one. Every single person in that parking lot had a moment where they could have just not. Asia could have let an online argument stay online. The friend riding with her could have kept his mouth shut about switches instead of narrating a weapons inventory to a live audience. Whoever picked up the phone to warn her could have kept pushing instead of hanging up. Jania could have walked away from that car instead of getting in it. And whoever opened fire on a car pulling out of a parking lot could have, at any point in that half-second decision, chosen to just let it go. Nobody did. That's the story. Not a betrayal. Not a secret double life. Just a whole lot of people who had one job that night, which was to go home, and every single one of them failed it. What would you have done if you were in that car when the phone rang?